All right, and we're back for the second practice session.
I have a hot investment opportunity that you are going to want to jump all over.
Hit me with it, Daddy.
Just took a break. Excuse me. Got a snack. Played with Jax. Gave him a snack. If you have a pet, take some time. Play with them. Call your mom. I don't know. She probably misses you. Your dad too, maybe. Come on, Jax. Jax sometimes is in my lap when I trade. My point is that take some time in between trades to relax and empty your mind.
Now quietly, sit behind me, and let's join breath.
You're gonna remember the things that have happened in previous trades, but you need to allow your mind to be able to think freely. So that last trade is in the past, no matter what happened. If it went bad, if it went well, if it went really bad, or if it went really well, cool, move on. Nothing in your next trade is gonna resemble that last trade. Unless you are trading the exact same stock, then there might be something specific. You could be shorting it and then you see a reversal, and so then you sell and then you buy. Maybe you'll do that. I like to completely have a blank slate and just go look for something different. It depends on the situation, but I typically don't like being caught up in one stock. It's just my experience with it hasn't been great. It stresses me out. The stress carries over, and so I like to have that time to relax, and I like to come to something completely different. If you like it, then go for it. It's all about what makes you comfortable. Anyways, I'll move you over there, Jax. Okay. So again, we're gonna pick something random. Excuse me. Carnival. This will be interesting. Okay, now I'm gonna go up to a month, and this is wild. Okay, well I can't even see what's going on up there. And now I'm gonna hit replay, and then I'm going to. Jax is hitting my chair. Did I hit it? Did I click it? Did it work? I don't, or did it? I can't freaking tell. Did I? I'm gonna do it again. Oh shit, never mind. Okay, I guess it already did it. And then I'm gonna go up to 4, and now we're faced with this. This is, okay, just making sure like this wasn't like the present. And it's not, because I just looked at the date down there. Over there. No, wait. No, that way. Pew. Right, Jax? Cool. He wants another treat. That's why he's like staring at me. All right. So just as last time, relax, take a deep breath, and just kind of look at it. So that's what I do. Here we see a downtrend. It's very clear. If I'm being completely honest, I think this is a pretty significant support right here. So going into our support lines and our resistance lines, there's an obvious support right there. Okay, let me not be a little too crazy with that. And let me do another one right here. And then let me do the resistance C's. Right there. And now I gotta do the, I guess, resistance to here. And I'm just gonna, because this is further away and I'm being approximate, I mean, I'm just gonna like kind of put it right here. I mean, like you could argue this is really like the peak of that trend, but that's the difference between what time frame you're looking at. And I think, because like, I don't know, I'm gonna say this and I'm gonna say that. You can, with technical analysis, you can argue so many different things, and it's all approximate. So just I hope he doesn't do anything weird behind me. Anyways, so here we can kind of see, all right, there's a clear downtrend between these two. The highs have gone lower and the lows have gone lower. However, right now, this seems to be a pretty juicy reversal, and I like that it's still between these two resistance lines and the supporting line. I think it's going to stay in it. And I think because this was such a aggressive positive trend, I think that there might be a reversal. And I'm just going to keep that in the back of my head. Just because it just looks like it to me. That's my intuition. I don't trade Carnival regularly, but it just looks like it to me. It's just intuition. It looks like the buyers have really bought, and I think the buyers are done buying, and I think the sellers are probably going to be like, okay, I want to take my profit now. So I think I've done all I really want to do for now for technical analysis. Let's look at my indicators. So Bollinger Band. The Bollinger Band limits are pretty much exactly the same as the resistance and support lines. So no additional help there. Like last time I looked at like, does it hug or does it like dip as soon as it touched the line? And it looks like there's a lot of hugging actually. There's a lot of hugging here, a lot of hugging here. Carnival is a hugger. It's a big hugger. So that's interesting. Right now it's not at the edge of the Bollinger Band though, so that doesn't really help us. One thing to look at is it is above the average line, and there's this one candle that shows like, oh, there is more sellers than buyers in this last candle right here. So like I explained with my like a rubber band, did I explain the rubber band analogy on the last one? Real quick, the price likes to go back to the average. I don't remember if I explained that last time. It was a log video. But I think about it often. I think like the price always, the further away it gets from the average, it wants to come back even more the further away it is. This isn't too far away from the average, but all right, Jax. You're making noises. You're doing too much. I'm gonna move into my area. So sorry. So no help there really. Like there's not a strong indication that it's gonna want to snap back to the average. However, it is higher than the average, so I got to think about it. Now let's go to the next indicator. There's Jax. There was too much going on. I'm burping a lot. I shoved down a bunch of food real quick, and so I didn't relax enough, and that's the problem here. My mind is too frantic. So here, this is interesting. The MACD is showing a lot of buying pressure, and the buyers are still way above the sellers. I mean, it's shown right here with this positive, thick, positive trend, and there's no sign of any reversal yet, according to MACD. According to the price chart, there's this tiny little signal. Tiny little signal. At the very least, the momentum of the price seems to be flattening. And with this high of a volume of a stock, you never see like a flat line. So it's usually either going up or either going down. And that's another reason why I like high volume stocks. The volatility usually isn't as crazy. So that means like the trends aren't as big, so you can't really capitalize as much, but you can pretty much guarantee it's never going to stand still. So if it's coming, if like the candles are getting smaller and they're getting closer and closer to the one previous, then that's also kind of a sign of it might be reversing here. This one might be a fractal. It might be changing from this point on. That's kind of what the MACD is telling me, or it's telling me that there has been a positive trend, but it's not showing like, oh, there's no evidence that there's about to be a reversal. So I got to consider that. Now let's look at volume. Volume's going down. You can tell the volume's been going down because the candles are smaller, and there's just like not much going on. If the volume was pretty high, then I would say like, oh, there's probably going to be a pretty aggressive selling candle like next or something like that. Maybe there will be, maybe there wouldn't be. If this was like at the end of the day and then like overnight or in the morning or something like that, there's likely to be a big candle. But I don't know when this 13, oh God, military time. No, well, it's later in the day. Anyways, that's only applicable to day traders. So the volume kind of shows that it's still like not much is happening. And the fact that not much is happening can be a sign that there is about to be a change. Maybe not now, maybe not like soon, but like it's probably gonna happen in a little bit. Because you see it everywhere. When there is a reversal, there's a little period where nothing's really happening. Reversal here, nothing's really happening right here. Right here, nothing's really happening right here at this reversal. Nothing's really happening. Well, this is kind of crazy. This isn't a great example, but it is what it is. Right here, nothing's really happening at this reversal. Sine wave. You know, sometimes it is, sometimes it isn't. Like for here, like there is like no bracketed market where nothing is happening. It's just straight up going down and then it was going up. This actually looks like, yeah, it's between two different days. And you'll see that some pretty big changes between the 2 days. Like I was saying, like if this was at the end of the day, the next candle might be pretty big. But I think it's just, this is toward the end of the day, but not the end of the day, I think. But long term, I don't know. Anyways, so intuitively, now that I've looked at all my indicators and I've done my technical analysis, I wanna, like, just my gut and my intuition is telling me that I think it's about to go down. I think it's about to reverse. Is there any more technical analysis I could do? Well, let's look at the previous trend. I mean, the recent positive trend is right here, and then this, and then it reversed right here. So let's look at this. I mean, this is already pretty different from this. So like, you can't trade it one for one to be like, oh, how different this is gonna be how different this is from the future. You can't do that, but you can approximate a little bit to help you with your take profit. Or at least I like to, and it's worked out pretty well. So I'm gonna look at this and I'm gonna be pretty conservative with it because things are, it's such a different comparison. And then I'll even be like conservative with this. So this is like a pretty throwing it out there estimate of like, oh, I think this is gonna happen. Just looking at that though, negative 14% in 3 days. It's pretty steep. It's pretty steep. It just, now my intuition is kicking in again and it's kind of like that's gonna have to be 3 consecutive days of like pretty bad days. And I don't know, but I mean, I guess it happened here and it happened even rougher up here, but something's just the opposite intuition little guy is saying, whoa, red flag. And it's because of considering like that's a very strong trend. But then again, the trends have been pretty strong. I mean, like this is a very strong trend down, strong trend down, strong trend up. So it's just volatile. So you know what, it kind of checks out. So I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna say, you know what, for the most part, I think it will be something like this. And I think, you know, it might even go down to this resistance line again. And it hasn't gotten this low in a long time. So you know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna say it's gonna do the exact same thing. It's gonna test this. Did I say resistance? I meant to say support. It's gonna test this support line again, and I think it's gonna bounce back again. And you can say like, hey, wait a minute. I learned in technical analysis that that's a double, what is it called? Oh man, I didn't even bother to remember. A double, double, the W, where it goes down and it goes up and then goes down and it goes up again. That, yes, technically, but I have very different reasoning. I wasn't like, oh, here's a V, there's gonna be another V. I did a lot more thinking before that. So if it happens to work out, I would suggest the other thinking, just as I have, to come to this conclusion, rather than assuming that there is going to be just a complete copy of what just happened, and to see that pattern of the W. So anyways, but for other reasons, I would say that it is going to do something similar. But I'm going to be a little conservative because, again, I just like to be conservative. But I do think that might happen. So that's going to help me determine my take profit. So I am going to go short again because I think it's going to go down. And I'm sorry, I didn't explain this in the last video, and I literally shorted. Or did I? I don't even remember. Shorting, real quick, is an options trading. And I'm not going to go into options yet, but you can, quick way of thinking about options, it's literally just more ways to trade. And shorting is when you are, AKA going in a short position, and you take profit from the price going down. And so you are trading options in such a way that you benefit from the price going down. And there's a lot of good options guides out there if you want to go ahead and like learn that like right now. I don't think it's my place to teach that like right now, really. So anyways, just know that I think the price is going to go down, and there's a way to make money off that, and so that's why I'm choosing to go short here. So here I'm gonna put, now it's time to do my stop loss and take profit, and so I'm gonna put it right here, and I am gonna put it pretty close to this line because honestly I think it is gonna bounce back from this support line. So I'm gonna put it right where I like ended my little yellow line, and because I'm like pretty confident in this that it's about to go down, but I am going to give myself a little wiggle room. I am going to keep a pretty tight stop loss, but I got to give myself a little bit of wiggle room. Like, you just kind of got to. You know, it could be something in the back of my mind though is telling me like it could be crazy and it could go down for a little bit and then head up to this line, this resistance, and then shoot down. Or it could just straight up shoot down. And the reason why I think it might not like just immediately shoot straight down is because the MACD doesn't show a lot of selling pressure and there's not a lot of volume right now. So that is something to consider. So I might want to, I think ultimately it will go back down, but now I just have to consider that stuff because I might want to raise my stop loss to this this resistance line. Or do I want to be more conservative and be like, nope, it's not like I lose anything, I just lose more if I'm wrong. Okay, I gotta backtrack and think about what I just said. I just said, ultimately, I think it's gonna go down. So you know what? I mean, technically this is still, you know, a good risk versus reward ratio. And I told you in the last video, don't worry about it because it only matters if you're right or if you're wrong. And with practice, you'll be right more often. So so the reason why I put it here is because I had some rationale for this being an option. I thought, you know what, it might go up to this resistance line, and I don't think it's going to go beyond that. And then I think ultimately it will go down. So that's why I put it here rather than just like putting it somewhere else. I didn't have a rationale really for putting it anywhere else. I thought maybe it might just go straight, the price might just go straight down. There's not really anything supporting that. I couldn't find a reason to think that it would do that. I actually found more support in thinking it might go up a little bit more, but then it's definitely gonna go down after that. So I'm gonna put it just above or pretty much at this line. And so that's why I chose the stop loss. And again, to recap why I choose this take profit is because I think that it's not going to go lower than this support line, but I'm going to be a little conservative just in case. Just in case. And if I see that there's going to be like a reversal or anything considering a reversal like before this area, then I'll probably just like cut my trade short. All right, so I've done everything. I'm going to get this line out of the way so we can see stuff. I don't think I actually clicked it. Did I click it? Oh my God, not again. Okay, this is pretty much where I had it. That's so annoying. Why? Wait, why can't I? Oh, there it is. Okay, nice. Okay, now it's gone, so we can see. Here it comes. Moment of truth. Will I get 2 for 2? I'm gonna be 1 and 1. Little prayer. Just kidding. Here we go. There we go. Ooh. Oh my God. Okay, so right there. Stop. Okay, so remember how I told you that there might be a huge candle down because it's toward like the end of the day, and there gives people time to like really the volume to build up, even though it doesn't show very much volume right here. It's kind of interesting. I would be very excited. Yeah. To be honest, I think I would cut this trade short definitely by this candle. Because like right here, this candle would actually make me pretty nervous because such a dramatic change usually warrants a reversal almost immediately, and that's exactly what happened. Yeah, I mean, okay, so the reason why I would probably, to be honest, like right here, this could just be a small reversal and I might be risky enough to be willing to like wait it out. But then if I'm being completely honest, as soon as I see this candle right here, I think I'd probably get out, and you have to assume that I would get out like at the top of this candle, because I don't know, I just have to assume, you know, this is hypothetical here, so I don't want to be like, oh yeah, I'm perfect and I would get out at the bottom of the candle. No, I'm not. So because right here at this point, like from this candle on, I see like a pretty big reversal, and at that point a lot of things have changed. Like there's no longer like everything, all the previous like analysis that I did has just like changed considerably, because now at this point I want to go back just a little bit, but I'm afraid I'm gonna mess things up. So you know what, just pretend I'm at this, like erase this candle and I'm back at this moment, because I would get out at this moment. At this moment the momentum has gone down, but then it's gone back up, and so that's showing like, oh, the sellers have been tested and the sellers really took charge in this candle, but then the sellers are done and the buyers have come back. And because of this recent support, this kind of indicates, like now that this has happened, this kind of indicates, oh, there's a good shot this is the new support right here. So there's going to be a positive trend coming at this point. So, or at least there's evidence for that. So it just becomes it's too different. It's too different of a situation at this point, even though like it hasn't triggered my stop loss and I said like, oh, I don't know, I might want to go back up here. But if it bracketed a little bit and then went up, I might have waited a little bit longer, like maybe a few more candles, and still thought like, oh, it might be coming down. I'd keep analyzing the situation. But because of what happened here, and it's really like changed the game, now I think there's kind of a decent amount of evidence that this has become the new low, and it's only going to go higher from here. And I'm going to play it forward and we're going to see what actually happens. But so what I would do in this situation is right here, I would get out, I'd sell, and I'd take a loss of probably, let's really zoom in here. Take a loss of, let's say, what did I buy? This is I bought here, right? Oh my god, huge brain fart. And then selling Okay, so I'd lose like, let's say 1% off that trade. It's good to cut your losses short and to let your profits fly. I'm sure you've heard that before. You got to be really impatient with your losses, and you got to be very patient with your gains. And this is an example of that. It's just too, for me, this is too risky at this point to let it keep going, to wish. At this point, I'm wishing that it's not going to go any further up and it's just going to go straight down. So now I would get out, and then honestly, I'd probably, because of this specific situation, I think in a lot of other situations, I'd be like, I'm done with Carnival for now. I'm going to go somewhere else because I'm too in my head at this point. There's a lot of technical analysis that I'm relying on, but this technical analysis is pretty substantial. Like, because we're still dealing with supports, support lines. I think it's still good to be considering them. So maybe I might put in a long position at this point. So I'm gonna say this went to here, and then now I'm gonna completely reevaluate everything, and I'm gonna be like, you know what, that might be a new low. I think I might want to go long here. So finally, I'm going to assume the price is going to go up, and I'm going to put in a new position. Would I wait? Would I wait longer than this? Yes, I would wait one more candle, to be honest, because I kind of want, after such a change, if this candle is red, if anything else, if things continue to trend upward, then yes, I think I would go long. I would buy the stock assuming that it's going to go up in price. But if there's a red candle, if it's going down and things change and the momentum shifts again, then I'm done with Carnival. I'm going somewhere else. So I would wait one more candle. So let's see what happens. Yeah, I'd be done. I'd be done with Carnival at this point. At this point, seeing this, another shift in momentum, now I'd be feeling like, now it's going down, blah, blah, blah. But you can't be mad. You have to stick to your principles and you have to think about things. But at this point, like I would say, and so it's important that I came up with that theory first. And sometimes, like if you're day trading, you don't have that much time to come up with those ideas. But on a longer time frame, like 4 hours per candle, you do have some time to think about things. There's plenty of time. But it's important to think of those things before the candle comes, before it reaches that time. That way you can really stick to your principles and really stick to numbers to keep you accountable when your mind could be thinking about other things like Jack's meowing and scratching himself behind me and all that. So yeah, at this point, I'd be out. I'd be done with Carnival, and then I'd take a break, play with Jax a little bit more, and then I'd come back and I'd look for something else if it's not like the end of the day. All right. Well, thank you for watching. I hope you learned something. I think this actually was like a really good. I think this was pretty interesting because it showed something very different. I think from the first time. Just in my pathways of thinking, I think it was pretty different. So I hope you learned something, and I hope to practice with you again. And I hope I see you guys on the next practice. Bye.
In the next episode, Jude talks about how not to lose all your gains after a massive gains.